ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Hi-ho, Bill Wingle. Hey there, friends. Thank you. Welcome to another go at To Tell the Truth. You know, we've had a lot of champions in our time on our show from the Guinness Book of World Records. Things like the man who sang for the longest time and the boy who played the longest game of hopscotch, etc. But now, the difference is that all of those people set those records because they tried to. In other words, they set out to accomplish that which they did. Now, today we have an involuntary champion on the show. She didn't want to do it. As a matter of fact, she tried to stop doing it for 6 long months. And we'll tell you what our record holder did as soon as we meet our panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Gene Rayburn. Peggy Cass. Bill Cullen. And Pretty Carlisle.
We've got a spot coming up that I find it very hard to believe, and I'm very glad it didn't happen to me. Let us meet a girl who set a world record.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is June Clark.
Number 2.
My name is June Clark.
Number 3.
My name is June Clark.
And here is the explosive story of June Clark. Says, I, June Clark, hold the world record for the longest period of consecutive sneezing. Now, that may sound kind of funny, but believe me, it was an absolute nightmare. For 154 days, I sneezed on the average of once every 5 seconds. Every conceivable kind of remedy was tried. I was in the hospital 10 times. I was examined by 160 doctors. I had short-term relief through hypnotism and heavy sedation. However, the force of my sneezes was so strong that if I sneezed while in a drugged state, I was likely to crash into walls. As a result of these involuntary spasms, I fractured a toe and cracked 3 ribs. I was deluged with mail suggesting every kind of cure, from inhaling kerosene and pepper to applying pressure to the balls of my feet. Finally, when I had almost resigned myself to a life of non-stop sneezing, I heard of a doctor who used a technique of electric shocks. Painful as this was, it worked. The doctors tell me now that my chronic sneezing is gone forever, but I do still worry a bit if I happen to catch a cold. Signed, June Clark. And Bill Cullen, I believe at one time you had the hiccups for how long?
About a couple of weeks without any relief. And while I'm on a subject, I never do personal things, and I shouldn't perhaps. But I too, whoever the real one is, I too got thousands of letters from good people who saw me hiccuping through this show for a while with cures. And it finally went away, and all I have to say to you, mine was hiccuping. And yours sneezing, and I know it's not a laughing matter.
Both violent, yeah.
It's
both
terrible.
Terribly debilitating. Well, we'll be back and try to find out more about this as soon as our sponsors chip in, okay?
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using Safelite. Tell the people why you haven't done it.
Started off as a chip, and it just keeps going.
So what do we do now?
I've scheduled an appointment at Safelite.com.
Safelite Repair.
Safelite Replace.
Yes!
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Take a pea-sized amount. Apply it like a lotion. Pits, under boob, thigh folds, butt cracks, feet. This water-based cream, I'm telling you, it's invisible on the skin. It works like a dream. Why didn't someone think of this sooner?
Addiction is an epidemic. Millions are struggling, and over 100 lives are lost each day. Are you next? At Better Addiction Care, we understand the devastating impact of drug and alcohol addiction. Our network of treatment centers offer detox, therapy, counseling, private luxurious centers, physical fitness, chef-prepared meals, aftercare, and your insurance may cover up to 100% of costs. Visit betteraddictioncare.com or call 855-598-9901.
The Come On Down Shuffle. Bob Barker. come on down. The Price is Right. Bob Barker. What do you have to tell us?
The Price is Right, every day at 3 Eastern on BUZZR.
So come on down.
Now, surely you'll recall that the three young ladies sitting across from us are named June Clark. They all claim to have set a world record of 6 months sneezing, 6 solid months of sneezing. Let's begin the questioning, please, with Bill Cullen.
June number 1, again, realizing how serious this is, during that period, did you get any sleep at all?
I was put to sleep under medication. I averaged about 4 hours a night.
And would you, number 1, I'll stay with you, would you, during the time you were asleep, even though you were put to sleep under medication, did you continue to sneeze without waking yourself up?
No, I did not.
You did not sneeze while you were asleep. Number 3, does that same apply to you?
Yes, it does.
In other words, you were sleeping, and during the time you were asleep, you did not sneeze.
No.
Isn't that amazing? Number 2, during all this 6-month period of constant sneezing, every 5 seconds is a lot. That's 12 shots a minute. Did you lose weight?
No, I didn't. I was on a liquid diet, and I like milkshakes a lot. Unfortunately, I gained weight.
And you drank the milkshake between sneezes, as it were?
On a straw, you're right.
Now, did you, number 2, get any sleep during this time? I establish this for all 3 of you while I'm at it.
Yes, 3 or 4 hours a night.
And did you sneeze while you were asleep?
And that buzzer takes us, please, to Kitty Carlisle.
I'll follow along. Did you sneeze while you were asleep, number 2?
No, I didn't.
And you, number 3?
No, I didn't.
No. Well, now, number 3, why then, if you were able to stop sneezing during your sleep, didn't they give you enough to make you sleep a little longer, to give you a rest?
Well, I was under heavy sedation, and it was dangerous to be under it for much longer a period.
I see. Number 1, has anyone ever heard of this before? We've heard of people hiccuping for length periods of time, but never heard about any sneezing.
There was a gentleman that sneezed for about 64 days, I believe, before myself.
And number 2, how did this doctor think of the electric shock then, if this was a brand new case?
Well, it had been used experimentally with other cases of habits such as alcoholism, drugs.
I see. Number 3, was there ever any reason established why this happened?
Well, they haven't determined a certain cause. They think it might be an allergy that I had to several medications I was on because I had been put in the hospital for a virus.
Oh, is that what they thought of you, number...
Oh, thank you, Kitty. All right, Gene Rayburn, you're on.
Well, now, yes, thank you, Gary. Number 1, when you sneeze, certain muscles contract violently. And after you do it a lot, I imagine those muscles hurt. Which muscles hurt, number 1?
I had a lot of pain in my chest, and my nose, of course.
Chest and nose. Number 2, is there a medical name for this condition?
No, sir, there is none. Not to my knowledge.
Number 3, do you know is there a medical name for this sort of thing?
No, they don't know the name of the disease.
Yeah. Number 3, what drugs? Do you happen to remember any of the names of any of the drugs which they gave you?
Well, I was under very many depressants. I was under Trillium and Valium, and there were so many I just didn't remember the other ones.
Mm-hmm. And number 2, who said this is a world's record? I mean,
The Guinness brothers.
the Guinness people contacted you, said, we'd like you to be in the book?
They came out to the house, but at that point it was already on the newswire.
And number 2...
And on to Peggy, please.
Thank you. Number 1, when they gave you electric shock treatments, did it interfere in any way with your memory?
No, no, it did not.
They're not the same kind of electric shocks people get that are disturbed then?
No, it is not.
Well, like how many volts would they give you and how often? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Oh. Now, number 2, whacked away at the milkshakes. What did you eat?
Well, I was drinking milkshakes and eating liquid soups.
And you didn't have enough time to even chew a piece of steak?
No, I couldn't chew at all.
Oh, that'd kill me. Number 1, did this, in fact, outside of sneezing, did it make you organically sick in any other way? I mean, I just think it'd be so debilitating that you'd be so weak you couldn't get out of bed.
Yes, it did. I had a lot of stomach problems and nervous problems.
Do you go to work, or do you in school?
At that time?
Yeah.
I was in school.
Well, then you had to miss school, too.
I dropped out.
Oh, did you go back?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Boy, that'd be tough. All right, we've got ourselves a bell, friends, and you know what that means. That means voting time, and so you've only got a choice of 3 figures. It's a 1, or it's a 2, or it's a 3. And the rules say that we pay $50 for each wrong vote, and to the group we pay $500 if nobody comes up with the right June Clark. And Bill, you want to take a chance at it?
I get wondering, going through an ordeal like that was terrible. What's worse, the sneezing or having people say "God bless you" every time, or Gesundheit or something like that? And not knowing to look at these girls, which one might have sneezed for 6 months, I voted for number one. She seemed to have the answers quickly and ready for us.
All right, we got a one showing. And Kitty, how you
I voted for number one because her answers were not only easy, but it sounded as though she could say quickly and, you know, she'd answered these questions before.
So she'd been interviewed on this subject before. All right, a pair of ones. And Gene Rayburn.
Well, I'll vote for a dropout any day. So I voted for number one because as soon as she walked out on that stage, I said to myself, that girl looks as if her chest hurts.
You did?
Yeah, that's right.
Have you ever thought of shock treatments, Gene? Let's go to Peggy, please.
Well, I'm going to reverse the trend. Number one is very forthright, but the thing is, she seems so serious. Now, number three is all kind of giggly and happy, and I think I'd be giggly and happy if I got over sneezing that much.
All right, we're heavily weighted on one end and very light on the end, empty in the middle. Of votes are in. Will the real June Clark please stand up? There's June. Thank you, June. Let's find out who your teammates are. Number two, tell us about yourself. What is your name? What do you do?
My name is Pamela Calloway, and I'm a computer operator and freelance writer.
Thank you, Pamela. Good luck to you. And Peggy's friend, number three.
My name is Helen Oxman, and I'm a student at the University of Georgia.
June, one question. The fact that you didn't sneeze while you were under heavy sedation. Now, sneezing usually comes from some sort of irritation, like something up your nose, dust or allergy material or whatever. The fact that you didn't sneeze while you were asleep, it suggested it was, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Psychosomatic, yes.
It was brought up, but they just wasn't that sure.
Uh-huh.
Same thing. They're sure it started from an allergy, and they don't know why it continued.
Actually, just got going and wouldn't stop.
Right.
Well, bless you. Awful glad to have you with us, and thank you both, young ladies. Take care. Now, our next guest has given the Michelin guidebook treatment to, of all places, Moscow. And she will tell us where, what, and how to dine in Moscow after we pay the waiter right now.
I've shaved every day for 20 years.
A couple times a week, just for special occasions.
Shaving gets me ready for my day.
I feel more confident clean shaven.
But I'm tired of overpaying for a close shave.
With Harry's, I don't have to. Harry's offers 5-blade closeness and comfort. It's got all the features that I love.
And refills cost as low as $2 each.
Only half of what I paid before.
It's a premium shaving experience without the premium price tag.
Go to harrys.com/TV to claim your $5 trial.
Dangerous ladders, gutter muck? Ugh, no wonder you hate cleaning your gutters. Good thing there's Leaf Filter. Our patented filter technology keeps leaves and debris out of your gutters forever. Guaranteed. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER to get started and get the permanent gutter solution that ends clogs for good.
They took the time to answer all of our questions. They really put us at ease.
End clogged gutters for good. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or visit leaffilter.com today.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin with Plexiderm. Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. Best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. Nothing works like this.
I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under-eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95, plus get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
All right, now to whet the appetite of the panels for the subject of Russian cooking, our next guest has prepared for them a very popular Russian appetizer, and it is called pierogi, as I understand it.
Delicious.
And you got your portions in front of you. Pile in while we meet the lady herself.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Lynn Fisher.
Number 2.
My name is Lynn Fisher.
Number 3.
My name is Lynn Fisher.
And here is Lynn Fisher's recitation of Russian restaurants. Says, I, Lynn Fisher, am co-author of a guidebook to restaurants in Moscow called The Moscow Gourmet. It not only describes all eateries from the most luxurious of restaurants to the humblest of snack bars, but also instructs the foreign visitor in the distinctive customs of Soviet dining. For example, restaurant doors are locked and zealously guarded by a doorman, known as a Schweizar. There's no waiting inside for a table. You often stand outside on the street. On a balmy summer night, this can be a sociable event, but it's a different story when the Russian winter strikes. Once inside, the next step is to get waited on. The Russian waiter is an independent soul, and when you want him, you may have to be either persistent or very patient. When ordering, it's a good idea to choose all of your liquid refreshments at the start of your meal, because your waiter will bring everything from vodka to your dessert wine before he serves you the first course. And bear in mind that vodka and cognac are not sipped, but gulped down. But it's the food, not the liquor, that makes Russian dining an event. Each of the 15 nationalities of the USSR has its own tempting cuisine. Signed, Lynn Fisher. And Kitty, I believe you've been to Russia. Well, would you want to wait a minute, or would you like to ask some questions?
Number 1, this is better than anything I ever ate in Russia. And Mr. Dobrynin, don't take offense. I love you dearly. But this is excellent. Anything good like this in Russia now? I was there about 5 years ago.
It can be found, yes.
It can. Where?
In some of the better hotels in Moscow.
Like what? Not at the National?
Sometimes at the National.
Number 2, how long does it take to get a meal in a good restaurant today?
Well, it depends. Depends on...
For the ordinary tourist like me.
Well, you can be served in a half an hour.
You think so? Number 3, what kind of food? Do you know anything about Leningrad?
Yes.
What kind of food do they have in the cafeteria? That was wonderful at the Hermitage.
In the cafeteria, they have a variety of foods. They have almost anything you want.
They do really?
Yes.
Number 2, what do they call that white sausage you get there, which is so good?
Well, kolbasa is the word that is used for sausage.
And number 1, what do you consider the best of the sort of groups? Let's say the Georgians or the whatever. What do you consider the best food?
Well, if you like very spicy food, probably the Uzbek food.
And where do you find that?
Well, in Moscow, you'd find it in the Uzbekistan restaurant.
Is that easy to find?
Oh boy! All right, on down to Gene Rayburn, please.
Thank you, Gary. Number 1, is tipping allowed?
Well, it's not really allowed, but it's sort of done.
It is done. And,
Yeah.
and what percentage do you tip, number 1?
What you feel like.
Really? And is it a way of expressing your dissatisfaction or satisfaction with a meal or service?
From the point of view of the waiter, if you didn't leave it, it certainly would be.
Number 2, what's the cost of a meal in Russia, an average good restaurant?
Well, at a good restaurant, it can be anywhere from 5 rubles to 10 rubles.
How much is that in American?
Well, the ruble currently is $1.33, so it's
It's expensive, isn't it?
Well, by New York standards, that's not...
$10? Are you saying $10 for a meal?
Well, 10 rubles is more than $10, and I was talking about the entree. I wasn't talking about...
So it'd be $15 for a meal, is that it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Number 3,
all right, and Peggy, please.
Thank you. Number 1, what is universal? What do most people think the Russians make the best in food?
Probably ice cream and
Thank
bread.
you. And number 2, and is the bread and butter is supposed to be pretty good, right?
Yes.
And number 3, I've also been told that outside of that bring tuna fish. I mean, I don't wish to, I have friends who went to Russia and they practically starved to death. Where are these swell restaurants? I want to write them down.
Well, in most of the good hotels,
Uh-huh. Well, now, number one, supposing a Russian couple wanted to go out for dinner, for the evening, are there many good places that have good food for them?
Yes, certainly. There certainly are.
Thank you. Number two, is it very easy to order a large dish of caviar in a Russian restaurant?
Absolutely.
Well, I should have been getting bum information then. Number one, do you think it's easy to order caviar?
I think it depends on the restaurant.
Or you mean only the very top flight ones have it?
Yeah, in the better ones.
Thank you. Now, number three, how much would an order of beluga caviar cost, for instance, at the Hotel National? It's getting a lot of free publicity.
A portion of caviar?
Yeah.
About 8 rubles.
Thank you. Now, number two, what kind of borscht do they have in Russia?
Well, the borscht is not like the borscht that you see sold in the American stores. It's more of a vegetable and meat soup. It's not just beets like we have here.
Thank you.
All right, and Bill Cullen.
Number one, is there any place in this country where one can go and get a good Russian dinner or good Russian food?
Well, you can try going not too far across the street to the Russian tea room.
Is the Russian tea room reasonably faithful in their serving of Russian preparations, number one?
It's super faithful.
Number three, this that we are eating is a very delicate light pastry, and what is that inside? Is that sauerkraut or something like that?
No, it's cabbage.
Cabbage. And is there a name for that, number three?
Pierogan.
Number two, is pieroga made with anything else inside beside the cabbage?
Yes, it can. Well, this particular one is made with cabbage, but it can be made with meat or cheese.
Number one, are there any other pierogies that you can possibly get beside the meat, the cheese, and the cabbage?
Oh, if you try hard, you might find a fish.
Is number two, is chicken Kiev? Yes, chicken Kiev. That's right. Is that actually Russian, or is it just something that's been named Russian and served in Russian places?
No, it's actually Russian.
Is there any?
My gracious sakes, the bell just rang, friends, and the ball game is over. It's voting time. If you think you know who it is, write down the number. And is it number one, or is it number two, or is it number three? And
are you embarrassed by your bathroom? Well, it's time to stop hiding your bathroom. Jacuzzi Bath Remodel can install a beautiful new bath or shower that you can be proud of in one day. And they'll do it at a price you can afford. In fact, there's never been a better time to call. We're waiving all installation costs and postponing all payments for up to 1 year.
Having someone use that shower is definitely an embarrassment. I'm so excited and proud of my home, but not letting someone go in there. Ooh, it's so pretty and new, and the tub is so deep, and I can't wait to just go climb in it and just lay there.
I did not like my bathroom before and was embarrassed by it.
Yes. This is unbelievable. It is stunning. I can't believe it.
I love the way that the shower turned out, and I cannot believe that they did it in one day.
Jacuzzi has been making water feel great for more than 65 years. So, you know it's a brand you can trust for an at-home sanctuary you'll love for years to come. Just look at these gorgeous custom designs. Plus, we offer free in-home design services to build the bath of your dreams right in your own home. Every detail is covered for a solution just for you. Or maybe it's more than just the look and feel that has you hiding from your bath. If safety's the issue, take back your peace of mind. Now is the time to convert your old bathtub to a beautiful, easy entry shower with features like grab bars and a custom seat that combines safety and style. Be proud of your bathroom again with Jacuzzi Bath Remodel.
Call or go online right now for a limited time offer. Only weeks left to get waived installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-523-3088. That's 800-523-3088. Call now.
We need some help.
I know. I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. And if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need.
Kitty, I think we started with you, so you get to vote first.
Well, number three lost me when she said that you can get anything you want in the Hermitage cafeteria. You can't. You get that delicious sausage and chocolate, and that's about it. Number two is right about the borscht, but I believe number one, she's right about the caviar and all the rest of those things that she said, so I trusted her.
So we got a one showing. Gene Rayburn coming up.
Well, Gary, all of them seem to me to be evading the thing that Peggy was driving at, and that I've heard from other tourists, that the food is rotten over there. And that's
I've been there, and that's what my assessment is. Sorry.
And, I don't know, number one sounded really as if she had been there, however, and was evading the issue of how bad the food is.
Oh, we got a pair of ones, and we're coming out with Peggy.
I know a fella, he got off the plane and went to the Russian tea room. He was starving. I voted for one.
Well, so far everybody's ganging up on number one. Bill Cullen, you going to be a maverick?
I got off the plane, went to the men's room. Just because it's been a long... No, actually, all the things that have been said, number one, I know a little bit about that type of food. I voted for number one. I think she really has it. I know a little bit about Russian, Polish type cooking.
All right, everybody is down at one end. Let's see if it turns out that way. The votes are in, and Lynn Fisher's husband, Wesley Fisher, was co-author of this book called Moscow Gourmet, so it's only fitting and proper that he help us come out here and identify his wife. Mr. Fisher, will you do the honors for us, please?
Oh, sure.
Well, now, which one is Mr. Fisher married to? Certainly he... There he goes. Sure, Mr. Fisher. Let's find out about our friends here. Number two, what is your real name, please, and what do you do?
My name is Carol Sequoian, and I'm a graduate student at Boston University.
Nice to have you. Number three, what is your real name, please?
My name is Kay Lara, and I'm a housewife.
Are we all wrong over here, Mr. and Mrs. Fisher, in thinking that the general caliber of Russian food is pretty terrible?
No, actually, the food has been improving ever since World War II, in spite of the fact that there are still food shortages and problems with the types of foods that are available. In fact, actually, restaurants have been getting better.
Well, that's one good piece of news, because I'm going to tell you. Thank you all very much for being with us, and thank you, ladies.
Washer's all washed up. I love it.
AC went kaput? That's cool.
With a home warranty from American Home Shield, every day is a good day for a breakdown. You don't have to worry about the day when something stops working or expensive repairs. Because when surprise breakdowns happen, AHS will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers affordable plans for every home and options to tailor your coverage so it's just right. With more than 50 years of experience, they know how to keep you smiling when things don't go as planned. It feels good to be right when things go wrong. Get the protection you need with American Home Shield. Sign up today and get $100 off any plan with code AHS100. Visit AHS.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS for this special offer.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
At over $4 a blade, shaving every day gets expensive. Harry's 5-blade razor offers me a close, comfortable shave. Best part, refills are as low as $2 each, half of what I paid before.
Go to harrys.com/shave to claim your $7 trial.
Hey, we're all out of time. We want to thank you very much for being with us, and in keeping with the last spot, Dos Vidanya and all like that there. Okay?
This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Goodson, Bill Tubman production.